Tensions are rising and demonstrations are growing on college campuses across our area over the Israel-Hamas war. At NYU last night, police moved in to break up a pro-Palestinian demonstration on campus. It got pretty violent. The move comes after officers stayed mostly on the sidelines at Columbia University this week.
And there's a good reason for that. Here to explain are Tarik Sheppard, Deputy Commissioner of Public Information at the NYPD, and Kaz Daughtry, Deputy Commissioner of Operations. Thank you both for joining us this morning. I know late night for you last night, and particularly, Kaz, you were down there. Tell us exactly what you saw. We've heard more than 130 arrests. They say it was peaceful, and then it turned not peaceful when you decided to try and arrest people. For what, first of all, and then what did you see?
So when let's just walk through the whole thing real fast.
Okay.
In the morning, we received a phone call from NYU, the leadership. I'm not going to mention any names. And they asked for some assistance. They said that the security gave the protesters, students, whatever you want to call them, a deadline to leave the plaza by 4 p.m. After 4 p.m., they refused. They sent us a letter exactly detailing what they wanted to do. I posted it up on social media. And we get there. I get there around, I don't know, about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I noticed when we first came through the back of the campus, the faculty, I think it was about 10 to 15 faculty members, they all had their hands tied together in like a chain. And I noticed that the faculty, from what I personally observed and spoke to the lieutenants and captains down there, were the most aggressive towards the police.
In what way?
They would not move. They would not let go when they were being very passive resistance, also physical with our officers as well. And it took quite some time to get the faculty, removed and placed into custody before we could actually go in to start telling protesters, students, that they have to leave, and which they didn't. We actually effected more arrests. But those students were more forthwilling to come with us, as opposed to the faculty was giving us the most difficult problem.
Commissioner Sheppard, you had to deal with this the day after dealing with the situation at Columbia. First of all, were you surprised that the faculty is involved? Because I had heard mostly about the students until you start hearing late last night maybe about some members of the faculty as well.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I think parents have an expectation when they send their kids off to college that the faculty and their teachers and professors are going to be teaching and not out there protesting, even though we're all passionate about different situations that happen across the world. But they expect that their kids are inside these academic institutions learning, and not their faculty taking time to protest.
Did you see that at Columbia as well?
I'm not, a little bit at Columbia, some last night as well. I was out making a plan with Kaz last night, and it was a shock to see the amount of faculty that was out there. But we did learn a lot from Columbia that we put into play at NYU, and I think the plan worked pretty well last night.
So, Commissioner Daughtry, the mayor is describing some of the people there as professional agitators. Are these just students that are in the middle of these protests?
No, and he's 100% right.
Who are these people?
Look at this. Ask yourself this question. Your viewers, ask yourself this question. Look at the tents. They all were the same color. They all were the same type of tents. The same ones that we saw on NYU, the same ones that we see in Columbia. To me, I think somebody's funding this. Also, there are professional agitators in there that are just looking for something to be agitated about, which is a protest.
So you're saying someone's funding this?
I think so. My personal opinion. Nobody told me that. If you look at the tents, where do they all get them from? The same place, the same person. Somebody's behind this, and we're going to find out who it is.
So I mean, is it the same kind of people that are getting arrested, or are you seeing the same people getting arrested?
So we see when there's an intel component to this as well. So we scrub social media, we take a look at who we've dealt with in the past, some of these groups, and we do know that there are some professionals there. And one of the things they will do is try and inject things like weapons, bottles, rocks to sort of ignite a confrontation between the police and possibly peaceful protesters. They want the police to react to bottles being thrown or a rock being thrown. And
that's happening.
And that happened last night.
That happened last night?
Rosanna, I personally witnessed bottles. They were water bottles. They tried to pick up the chair. I seen one SRG officer take the chair from one of the protesters and put it down. going and make an arrest. They were trying to pick up the metal table that was there. I seen the SRG team take it from the protesters. Rosanna, the mobile field force, the SRG officers that were there last night, commendable. But what they did, their actions were.
But this is not good. This is like a tinderbox. This is, I mean, I keep looking at like the 1960s protests on college campuses, but at least the students were united. Here, the students are not united. And then you got the police in there.
You mentioned professional agitators. They tried to agitate our cops last night, and it didn't work. Our cops were professional. They remained steadfast. They went in and did the job that they had to do, and we left without no incidents. So they should be recognized for that, because a lot of times officers are put into these situations where they get rocks, bottles, tables, chairs tossed at them, and they still remain professional, and that needs to be acknowledged.
So, Commissioner Daughtry, I want to ask you, because one incident is too much, obviously, if someone's throwing something or violently protesting. Percentage-wise, though, how much are you seeing? Is this a very small minority that's trying to make it a bigger deal, or is this a larger majority?
Is that
yeah.
No, it's definitely not a large percentage, but all it takes is a small number to try and put this into play, and then the reactions is what they're looking for. And so we don't want to see any officers get hurt. We don't want to see anybody who is just exercising their First Amendment right not be able to do that peacefully. But when you are trespassing, when you are told by the police that you have to go, based on the fact that the landlord's telling you that you're trespassing, then if you cooperate, none of this will take place.
And again, there at the end, I apologize.
Yeah, no.
And I think there's one thing that needs to be made clear, that they're on private property.
Yes.
You don't go in and arrest people on private property unless you're asked to come in.
Absolutely.
And in both these cases, you were asked to come in because they stayed past the agreed upon deadline.
Correct. We were asked to come in by the school leadership, and we came up with a plan. We executed it last night, which you've seen. We sent the community affairs officers in first. Well, let's talk about it. Was first to school security, their public safety. They told them to leave. They refused. They contact us. We come up with a plan. We sent our community affairs officers in first. Asked them to leave. 20 minutes. No answer. Then we have to take action.
Let me ask you, today NYU calm? No encampment? Everything okay?
Yeah, I think we learned a lot from Columbia, and what we did is after we cleared it out, we left resources there overnight, but we also put some onus on NYU and said, hey, what's your plan to keep this plaza empty? Now that we've cleaned it out, what's the plan going ahead? So we left resources over there overnight to stabilize.
What happens though with Columbia? Because yes, they called you in.
Yeah.
You cleared out the plaza, which is what? No demos allowed there.
Yeah.
Okay. And now they're all back.
Yeah. So I think we'll continue to work with them. I know they went remote for the remainder of the week and possibly next week. So we'll continue to work with Columbia and come up with a plan to see what we're going to do up there with that plaza.
Columbia knows our number.
Unfortunately. Hey, real quick,
So.
because we have to wrap this up, and I apologize for putting you on the spot here quickly, but between the situation at Columbia, between the situation at NYU with the protesters, and some of the other schools around town as well, you've got the former President Trump, his trial going on. How thin are resources being spread right now, or is it costing us a ton in overtime?
Well, we're doing an analysis to see what the exact the budget, the financial cost is. However, this is the NYPD. We're prepared for anything.
All right.
Yeah, I always say we're the most adaptable police department in the world. We're so used to having major events, trials, major incidents happen all at the same time.
It's a lot with a lot of protesters going on all over the place right now.
And real quick, all those officers you saw last night that was at NYU, once we dropped the students off at our mass arrest processing center, they go back out on patrol.
It never ends. Commissioner Daughtry, Commissioner Sheppard, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for keeping our students safe and our city safe.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you both.
Yeah.